One of the great things about this tool is the triple display design. So we have the protractor, mitre and single. So this is the TrigJig AF6 Angle Finder. It's possibly our most popular tool that we've ever made to date. So I'm just going to talk through some of the features of this design. So the AF6 weighs 260 grams, which is just over 9 ounces. It is 85mm wide, or 8.5 centimeters, which is about 3 1/4 inches. The measuring arm from the center of the pivot to the end is 6 inches, where it takes its name, or about 150 millimeters. And the total wingspan is about 294 millimeters, 11.5 inches. Thickness of the tool is just over 12 millimeters. This is fully CNC machined from T6 6082 aluminium on this machine behind me. So we design and machine these things completely in-house. There's a 15 micron thick protective anodized layer, and we do various color combinations: black and red, black and blue, black and silver, black and green, black and orange now. We also do some blue and silver and blue and black. And another version that we do is the AF6 stubby, which is identical in every way other than this little stubby leg here. And that's so that you can get into these nooks and crannies, something like this, which we've mocked up. If you were to put an ordinary AF6 in there, you wouldn't be able to get it in. And so the AF6 stubby finds that just fine. All the scales on here are lasered onto the actual tool, so there's no stickers. The precision of this is at least 0.25 degrees. One of the great things about this tool is the triple display design. So we have the protractor, mitre and single. And what we do is with the upper, it covers all of the measurements and lines and scales that you don't really need. Those graduation marks can sort of distract your eye when you're on the site. So all the scales go up in 1 degree increments. And usually for an analog angle finder, we have the protractor window so that you can measure any angle and you get the reading straight away. A lot of the site protractors and angle finders that you get now, they all follow the same design. They don't actually show you the angle. They'll just give you the single and the mitre. We machined low profile, high contrast arrows, and that reduces parallax issue. Some people ask why the mitre window doesn't give you the mitre reading. Ordinarily, if you were to go for a corner like this one, for example, this reads 120 degrees. You'd expect that the mitre would be 60 degrees, but if you use a mitre saw to make your cuts, then when you set that mitre saw straight down, it will say 0 degrees. And that's not technically true, because when you make that cut, it could be considered 90 degrees, a 90-degree cut, which a table saw would say. And so what we did is we made these so that it correlates with those mitre saws. You can still use it the traditional way. So if you were to make the measurement and it says 120 degrees, you just divide that in 2, you've got your 60. Which is easy to do. It's more complicated to do with the mitre, which is why we've displayed that. It's the same with the single butt joint. You can see which joint these relate to by the little diagram on the top there. There's also a secondary scale on the mitre and single. So if you have a really acute angle, like this one, and that reads 60 degrees between this and this arm and this arm, you'll see on the mitre, it says cut that at 15 degrees. The actual mitre would be 60, but most mitre saws only go to 45, maybe 50. So what you would do is you'd cut a 45-degree block, use that as a backstop, and then you can make your cut of 15 degrees if you alter the saw to 15 degrees. It's a handy little feature.